8:04 is our time. With the world of journalism constantly evolving, it's always exciting to hear about young talent making waves. Daniela Dani Mazariegos is a recent graduate of Montclair State University, great school, and has already made a significant mark in the field. Now, I want to just, as a journalist, I want to just emphasize how significant this winning is. Danny has won not one, but two prestigious Murrow Awards in the student category for her outstanding work on Focus, Democracy, Our Election, and Arizona Stories, Border, Water, and Politics. The Edward R. Murrow Award is the epicenter of awards, bigger than any awards in journalism, basically. Very few others even compare. There's maybe one other, I won't even mention it. But this is huge. So I want to make sure you understand how big this is for her and for anyone in journalism. An impressive achievement, especially considering the competition in the industry. Danny, good morning. Congratulations. What an incredible feat. And not one, but two. You must have freaked out.
Yeah, it was definitely took us took us by shock. Good morning, Ken. How are you?
Good morning. I think people outside the industry and see people of my age know who Edward R. Murrow was. I mean, he was a super journalist, CBS News, going back to the 40s and 50s. Of course, younger people wouldn't know the name, but in terms of the importance of the Edward R. Murrow Award, it's not like everybody gets one. Very few. It's historic when you get one. So, what was the process like for producing the stories that you won those awards for, and how did it feel when you found out that you were the winner of not one but two?
I mean, being from little Montclair State University, we're small but mighty, so it was definitely
Yes.
a big win for all of us. We won for Focus Democracy, Our Election, which won in the video hard news category, and then I played a much smaller role in that one. I was just a producer, but on we also won for video newscasts for Arizona Stories, Border, Water, and Politics. It was um, definitely a lot of work. Both productions are run by students primarily, so we had to, put together our stories, and we had to do a lot of work in order to get to a show that we felt comfortable submitting. And when you submit for these big awards, you never really think anything's going to come with it. You kind of just do it, put it aside and hope for the best. So when we got the news that we ended up winning, it was definitely took us by shock, and it was a great surprise.
Yeah, just to give you an idea and give folks an idea of like the level to win this award. When I was at Channel 7, I had gotten there. I was not part of I want to clarify, I don't want to mislead. I was not part of them winning a Murrow Award, but they had just won a Murrow Award just before I arrived. Of course, once I arrived, they never won another one. No, that's not true. But they had won a Murrow they had won a Murrow Award for their coverage on 9/11, which if you go online and watch Channel 7's coverage of 9/11, it's compelling. Whenever they show the annual, every year on 9/11, they show it again because they don't want people to forget, and rightfully so. The people at Channel 7, NJ Burkett, all the other people I worked with there, they won because they literally put their lives on the line. As buildings were falling behind them, covering this live, and they had no idea what was going to happen. For all they knew, they could have been next. Nina Pineda. These people were just amazing. But that is the level that it takes. So for you to get that recognition says you're damn good at what you do. So both of your projects focus on some very heavy issues. Why those specific topics?
So I'm going to start with Focus Democracy first. That production primarily came, that's a semester production that we always do. And usually how it works is students decide what we want to talk about. And with the upcoming election back then, the presidential election, everyone kind of was in agreement that we should focus on what college age students are thinking about the election, what issues are they thinking about. And that's kind of how that was born, and how most of the stories that we focused on were issues that would really affect college students, with whatever was going to be decided in the election. Obviously, we know the answer now. That was way back, way back then. But it was a really important project because it was about college students making stories about what affects college students. So that was a really important project for us. And Arizona Stories was incredibly impactful. I got the opportunity to senior produce that, and I also had the opportunity to produce the lead package on asylum policies on the
Mhm.
border, and especially, you know, it was just such an incredible experience, and it was such an eye-opening experience, especially for young journalists to be able to get the opportunity to kind of share those stories and work on productions such as that. It was just it took a lot of work, I won't lie. It was a
Yeah.
lot of calling and a lot of research and a lot of time spent focusing on, trying to make our packages the best that they could, trying to make these stories the best that they could, researching. But it was, honestly, I'm just so proud of what the team, everyone involved, because there was a lot of people that took that to make this possible. So very proud of what we accomplished.
Danny, is your work online? Can people check it out online?
Yes. So any both Focus Democracy and Arizona Stories you can watch at Hawk Plus, streamstreakhawkplus.com. This is our Montclair State University's streaming service. So please make sure to check it out. I think it would be really great. But Yeah, I also believe that it's listed on the website, where the national, for student work on the Murrow winners is listed. So
I
please check
should
it out.
hope so. I should hope so. I mean, this is a big, big, big deal. And you just graduated. Congratulations from graduating Montclair State. How important would you say your professors and peers were in helping you produce those stories?
Oh, incredibly important. I did not do this alone, not at all. And it would be kind of impossible to do this. I think a big thanks is to specifically Mark Efron, Bernard Gant, Steve McCarthy, Thomas Franklin, all of them, Tim Sheld, all of them, uh, really, really, incredible professionals in their field, and also as professors they were the guiding hand throughout this entire process, and it wouldn't have been possible without them, especially for Focused Democracy. I was just a mere producer on this project. I But the executive producers, Ashley Corby, Izzy Conklin, very own LNNJ, and Peter Gajewski, they need a round of applause. And then my team from Arizona, my co-producer Izzy Conklin, um, and everyone involved in our project, definitely everybody played a huge role, and it wouldn't have been done. It really does take a team to get this type of work done, especially because there's just so much. But we are just so incredibly proud of what we were able to walk away with. So
And you should be. That God bless you. I mean, that is just awesome. When I read this, I had to double take. I said, wait, 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 wait. They won two? She won two? That's awesome. I mean, I know journalists obviously I've been I'm 58, been in the business since I'm 12. I haven't come close to winning a Murrow Award. It says everything about the quality of your work, about how hard you put in. And when you're very humble about it. Yeah, I was a mere producer. I'm sure being a mere producer, you put a lot of hours into that. And because you don't win a Murrow Award, even as a quote unquote mere producer, unless you work your tail off, and you deserve that award. You clearly earned it. Of course, I'm asking a silly question, but journalists have to do that, right? What would you like to do with your life? Do you want to focus on journalism? And what kinds of stories, if so, would you like to focus on?
Oh, I 100% would like to continue with my career in journalism. I would like to be a multimedia journalist. That's the goal right now. I also would love to go into producing. I mean, this is simply just the beginning, and it's a pretty good beginning to start off with, to start my career
Yes.
off with. But I definitely want to continue going forward, especially with local news. I feel a lot of these projects, um, I think local news is the base of a lot of things that are going on, and it's so important, as you know. So
Yes.
I
Yes.
definitely would like to go more into local news route, but you never know. Who knows what's going to
Anna,
happen?
you
I
are
mean, we didn't think that we would win a Murrow, and here we are. So
let me just say this, and I'm not blowing smoke. Any local news operation that gets you is very, very lucky. Very
thank
lucky. It's not often that you get an Edward R. Murrow winner coming in saying, I'd like to work for you. Before you would finish your sentence, I'd say, when would you like to start? That's how I would hire you. Listen, I'm sorry. I worked at Channel 7. I worked at an NBC affiliate upstate. I worked at CBS O&O in Miami. I worked at Fox 5 in New York. I worked at all, and I'm telling you, they would go crazy to hire you. You will. The only thing I pray, because the industry is contracting so much right now, I just pray that it is there in some form for you, for at least a time for you to enjoy it, because I hope you have as much joy as I had working for the mainstream media when I did. I really hope you enjoy it and you get that time. Right now, it's contracting so fast. If worse comes to worse, it's changing. And there are channels like this that are starting all over the place. So at least you'll have another opportunity that way. But I just want you to experience the fun and the enjoyment of putting together on deadline a TV news show on a daily basis. It's the best experience in the world. So you're just amazing. Any other awards in your sights? Are you looking on you, now that you have the Edward R. Murrow under your belt? What else would you like to go after?
You know, you never know. We won a college television award, college Emmy for the Arizona project as well. So, I wouldn't mind the real one, the national one. So let's hope for that. But I'm kind of content where we are with standing with these projects. It's not a bad feat to start.
So let me remind people. So now you've won. There's really only one other award, you know. I mean, you won the well, maybe two. You have the Associated Press Awards, but you've won an Emmy and you've won an Edward R. Murrow. The others would be obviously Associated Press, and I'm of course forgetting the name of the really it's more of a print journalism award. But those are the big ones. I mean, you got them all.
Yeah.
So God bless you. If by the way, and I'll say it live on as we're online here on the air. If you ever want any advice from old timer me, feel free to reach out to the station. I'd be more than happy to sit down and talk with you if you ever need connections or whatever.
Thank you, Ken.
It
I
might hurt
appreciate
you.
that.
It might hurt you if you use my name these days. But nonetheless, if I could help out and make some connections, I'd be more than happy to. Edward R. Murrow Award winner. It
Yeah.
sounds so nice. For student journalism, recent MSU grad Daniela Dani. Is it Mazariegos? Do I have it pronounced properly? Or do
Have
you
it
say
perfect,
Mazariegos?
Ken.
Right. Thank you. Want to make sure I got it right. Thank you so much, Danny, for joining us. Come back again. All the best to you in your future career. You will be very high, soaring very, very high in that career. We were lucky to have you on today. God bless you.
So much. Have a good one.
All right. Thank you. Amazing, amazing woman.